I first found out about AI image generation back in 2021 with the release of OpenAI's DALL-E. Since then, I've been trying out different tools and figuring out what they can do. When you start to dive deeper into some of these tools, you begin to realize how almost any idea can be created and put into the world. With just a few clicks, you can let AI do its magic and watch as your vision unfolds before your eyes. One of my friends has been doing this with their clothing business. They use AI to generate designs and even images to display on their store website. In this video, we'll have a look at 3 of the most popular AI image generation platforms: Midjourney, Stable Diffusion, and DALL-E 2. I'll show you some of the things they can do and help you decide which platform is right for you. I'll also share a bonus platform at the end that not a lot of people know about right now. Let me know any other platforms you've been using in the comments below, and don't forget to hit that like button. Let's jump right in. Now, I mentioned my first introduction to AI image generation was DALL-E, which is an AI model developed by OpenAI, the same company behind ChatGPT. Its very first version launched in January 2021 and spearheaded the entire AI art community. But several years have passed and OpenAI have released their vastly improved second iteration, which we'll be taking a look at today. The name DALL-E is actually a clever fusion of Salvador Dali, the painter, and Pixar's Wall-E, the robot. It symbolizes the bizarre and surreal illustrative power of this machine-driven technology. What makes all of OpenAI's products so popular is just how easy they are to use. And DALL-E 2 has that same familiar clean interface, allowing people of any skill level to test it out. There's a text field in the middle of the screen to type in your prompts. Just click Generate, and it will return 4 AI-generated images for you to choose from. You can either download the variation you like or save it to a collection. If you're really happy with your creation, you can even share it on DALL-E 2's public feed. It's that easy. There's also a history section that shows a list of your past prompts and a collection section that compiles your saved AI generations. They've also kept the pricing model simple. You pay for AI generations in credits, so you only buy the amount of credits you need. Each text prompt generates a set of 4 images and costs 1 credit. This means no monthly subscriptions, so you can just pay for what you need. Also, your credits don't expire, so you can use them up whenever you like. DALL-E 2 has improved significantly since its first release. When I first saw the original version, the output was grainy and not particularly useful. But OpenAI made some big upgrades, which now means you can generate more realistic and accurate images with 4 times greater resolution. They didn't stop there though, and added 2 features that allow you to completely reimagine images: in-painting and out-painting. In-painting is where you paint over some parts of an existing image and use the prompt bar to describe what you want the whole image to look like. This feature can add and remove elements to the image while updating shadows, reflections, and textures as needed. For example, let's say you have an image of an art gallery, but you want to add a dog into it. You can get DALL-E 2 to add a lifelike dog to the image, blending it perfectly with the surroundings. But take it a step further. You could then put the dog inside one of the paintings. DALL-E 2 will not only capture the dog's presence, but also mimic the style of the painting itself. Outpainting, on the other hand, is where you expand an image beyond its original canvas edges, using the prompt bar to describe what you want. Some people have been using this feature to reimagine famous portraits. For example, US artist August Camp used this tool on Johanna Vermeer's famous Girl with a Pearl Earring. It showed the girl in a domestic setting, surrounded by a collection of dishes, plates, bowls, cups, houseplants, fruits, and boxes. I wonder what would be generated with the Mona Lisa, or even your own pictures. The creative possibilities with DALL-E 2 are endless, but to unlock its full potential, you need to learn how to write good prompts. One of DALL-E 2's standout features is its ability to handle complex sentences. The more specific and detailed the prompt, the better. Like if you just ask for a rabbit, you'll get slightly weird-looking images. But asking for a pop art painting of a rabbit with red eyes will get some more interesting results. If you have zero experience with AI image generation and just want to test out the waters, have a go at DALL-E 2. But there are also other options that many people prefer. By the way, if you're enjoying this video and want to let the algorithm know, please nudge that like button. Now, while DALL-E is designed to generate literally anything you wish, even the mundane and ugly, Midjourney, on the other hand, is built differently. With a bias towards great-looking images, Midjourney adds a touch of flair to your prompts. This is one of the reasons it's one of my favorite tools to use. Unlike the others, Midjourney goes beyond simply generating images. It aims to create visually pleasing masterpieces. It strives for complementary colors, artistic lighting, sharp details, and balanced composition, just like works of art. In the words of its founder, David Holtz, "We just want it to be easy to use, and we want the pictures to look good." Currently, Midjourney is only accessible via Discord, which, if you aren't familiar with Discord, adds a layer of complexity to using the tool, but it's not too difficult to get over that hurdle. Once in Discord, you use set commands to control Midjourney. If you want to generate an image, you write /imagine in the message box and then type your prompt and press enter. Your prompt could be dystopian, robot, aliens in the city. After a minute or so, you'll receive 4 variations of your prompt. Underneath this set of images, there are also buttons that you can use to edit and fine-tune your output. Mastering the fine-tuning of prompts is key to generating genuinely stunning images. Have any tips to share or anything you find particularly effective? Let us know in the comments below. The interface isn't as clean and polished as DALL-E 2, which, as I mentioned, can make it a little less beginner-friendly. But I found that what Midjourney lacks in ease of use, it makes up for in its output. When compared head-to-head with DALL-E, Midjourney definitely shines regarding image looks. It avoids generating everyday photography, opting instead for images that look like detailed artwork, convincing CGI, or photos that have been enhanced in something like Photoshop. Designed to be pretty by default, Midjourney consistently delivers visually pleasing images, even with loosely defined prompts. For example, if we use the same prompt in Midjourney and DALL-E 2, we get very different results. I typed in, "Girl discovers the meaning of life," while DALL-E generates a standard photorealistic little girl that executes her discovery with obvious body language. Midjourney generates a melodramatic painting of a young girl that may as well have been an entire piece of art. It is definitely on another level, which is why I think Midjourney has somewhat of a domination in the AI art market. However, this can backfire. I've had lots of occasions where Midjourney prioritizes visual appeal over strictly sticking to the style I requested. This means I've had to retry the prompt several times and in different ways before being happy with what it generated. For instance, when tasked with illustrating anxious thoughts in an outsider art style, DALL-E's output aligns more closely with the expected scribbly aesthetic, while Midjourney leans towards a composed and less outsider-y approach. All of these tools are still in development, so they won't always be perfect, but Midjourney has lots of other features that make it really powerful. One of my favorites is the image upload function. Here you can upload your own images and let the AI system generate prompts based on them, offering you fresh ideas to create entirely new and unique images. Version 5 of Midjourney brought lots of enhancements to continuously elevate its levels of image detail. Elements such as raindrops, the iris of an eye, or the background of a mountain now exhibit a heightened level of hyperrealism. In version 5.2, Midjourney added a zoom out feature where you can expand the scene around an image, simulating the effect of zooming out with a camera lens. It's similar to outpainting, basically, but in Midjourney's pretty by default model. Naturally, this means Midjourney also has inpainting too. Version 5.2 also comes with an improved remix feature, enhanced language processing, a higher variation mode, allowing for experimentation with new looks, color palettes, arrangements, and a prompt analyzer. As you can tell, I'm a fan of what Midjourney has to offer, particularly as it's so easy to create great-looking images without having to think too hard about the prompt. But DALL-E 2 and Midjourney don't really have free trials. They used to, but not anymore. Although, there is actually a Midjourney alternative that's free and just as powerful. It's not one of the main players in the market, but I'll point you in their direction at the end. The other big player in the AI art market is Stable Diffusion. For anyone on a budget, Stable Diffusion might be the answer for you to see what all the hype with AI art is all about. It is completely open source, cheaper, and has a free trial. It works on a credit system too, but unlike DALL-E 2, new users get 25 free credits upon account creation, which is enough for about 30 images or 7 text prompts with the default settings. With Stable Diffusion, you get a lot of control over the generative process. It's definitely more powerful than the other two, but admittedly can get a bit too complicated to work with. The most user-friendly way of accessing Stable Diffusion is through Stability AI's own image generation application, Dream Studio. Here you can type a prompt, press Dream, and you get 4 AI-generated images. If you don't want to use Dream Studio, there are also other tools like Leonardo AI that give you access to the model. You can do the same features that the other two platforms have, like inpainting and outpainting, but there are way more options to explore in Stable Diffusion. Like, if you don't know the name of the style you're going for, there's a drop-down button with options. You can go for a classic comic book look, fantasy art, or something else entirely. Stable Diffusion offers 2 prompt boxes, one for regular prompts and another for negative prompts. Regular prompts are used to describe the image you want to create, while negative prompts are used to specify things you don't want to see in the image. For example, you could type in a mysterious underground cave with glowing crystals in the regular prompt and no underground river in the negative prompt. Stable Diffusion will take this into account and generate an image that matches what you typed. This gives you greater control over the creative process. I use negative prompts to stop the model from generating unwanted elements like people, animals, or vehicles. It also has an image-to-image feature which allows you to generate new images based on an existing image and a text prompt. For example, I can upload a photo of a cat, use the text prompt, an impressionist painting of a cat, and it'll generate a new image of the same cat that looks like an impressionist painting. And that's just barely scratching the surface. Stable Diffusion offers some advanced options that allow you to customize results. For example, I can increase the number of generation steps to create a more detailed and realistic image. Or I could decrease the prompt strength to create something that's more creative and unpredictable. I also like to try changing the model to create an image with a specific style. These advanced options give me lots of flexibility and control over the generated images. And that's not all. Installing and training your own Stable Diffusion instance is an entirely different story altogether. If you want to create a personalized generative AI, trained on specific data like your own face, your art pieces, logos, or anything else, Stable Diffusion can do that too. This means you can produce results that are consistent with a particular kind or style. It's a great tool with a lot of control to get unrivaled results, but it can be the hardest one to learn. DALL-E 2, Midjourney, and Stable Diffusion have been trained on different datasets with different design and implementation decisions. So even though you use the same prompt between all three, you can get totally different results. When comparing all three side by side, DALL-E 2 is the most easy to use, but it often takes the prompt in a literal way if you're not specific enough. Midjourney, on the other hand, creates great-looking images using its own style. This essentially limits control, but a good starting point for beginners, as you barely need to do any prompt engineering to get guaranteed amazing results. By the way, that free Midjourney alternative I mentioned earlier is called Blue Willow AI. Definitely worth a look if you're interested in Midjourney. Stable Diffusion, on the other hand, is the most complex but also the most customizable, giving users an unrivaled level of control over the results. It all just depends on your needs and preferences. With all these incredible AI platforms at your disposal, you can create some truly amazing results. How about you? Which AI image generator will try? Or are there some others you think are going to be even better? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more exciting content about the ever-evolving world of AI, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel. If you want to stay up to date and never miss a video, click the bell icon and be notified when I release new videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.